Welcome to Everton. How pleased are you to be here?
Oh, very pleased. I believe that this is one of the bigger clubs in England. And that's not a belief, It is one of the bigger clubs in England. We've only finished 11th in the last two seasons, and I believe we can finish higher than that. So I've been given a great opportunity to manage a club to at least a challenge for the title, and yeah, I think we'll at least be in the Champions League position at the end of the season.
Since you're not a well-known manager, can you tell us a bit about your managerial style?
Yeah, so obviously I've only managed at Blackpool before coming here for the senior teams anyway. I'm a big focus. I have a very big focus on youth, which suits me here at Everton, having obviously the likes of Lukaku, Barkley, those sorts of players up front. Though those sorts of players, I feel I do well in shaping their careers into better players, and so yeah, on my managerial style, I'd say I focus on youth and good football. I feel as if a lot of my football is exciting and good to watch from a fan's perspective. It's not just about winning. Obviously, that is my first objective, is to get the game won, but I do like to see our players have a bit of fun out there as well, which is, yeah, always fun to watch.
What was it about Everton that made you want to come here? What appealed to you most?
What appealed to me most? Well, like I said in the last question, there is a good amount of youth players in the team, and I think, like I said, focus on youth means that having the ability to I don't have to go out and look for young players. I don't have to find players from other clubs. That's a good start. Obviously, there won't be no changes at all, and I will obviously bring in some extra young guys. But yeah, the wealth of the youth players in our team is quite good, and that's a good solid basis to start from.
How much did the size of the club, the support of the club, and the heritage weigh in your decision to come to Everton?
Yeah, somewhat. The size of the club and the support of the club definitely had some sort of weight in my decision. Obviously, being with Blackpool in the League One, in the third division, really did have a difference in feel to. Obviously, I haven't actually managed a game here yet, but yeah, I did consider it. I thought, oh, having a bigger club would be better. As for the heritage, yeah, there is a bit of ego to it, where I sort of want to build on our heritage, and yeah, so I guess my ego sort of did weigh in on that a little bit, but yeah, the heritage did have some sort of effect with my decision as well.
After checking out the facilities and speaking to a few of the fans, what's the impression you've taken from the ground?
Yeah, well, I've talked to a few fans, and they seem to be really excited to have me here, and I mean, they weren't overly happy with the Roberto Martinez leaving, but at the same time, I mean, they were looking for better results, and to bring me in, they seemed pretty happy with, and the facilities here are fantastic. Training facilities are just spot on for building up a team into a title contending team, and yeah, the ground itself is fantastic. I've been here a few times just to watch a couple games, and the atmosphere is fantastic, like most English stadiums are. But there's something about the old style of ground here that just, yeah, it's just a bit special, isn't it?
Can you give Everton fans assurance that young players like Barkley and Lukaku will remain at the club next season?
No, I can't give any assurance. Obviously, the players have their own mind, and if they want to leave, then I mean I can do only so much. But if they want to leave, then I can't do too much. But yeah, I have no intention to sell them. And in fact, if I decide I need extra players, they'll be my first players that I'll try and build the squad around. But yeah, I have no intention to sell them, but it's up to them if they want to leave. Most of the time, they'll get their deal pushed through the door if they really want it that badly. But yeah, I'll talk to them. I haven't sat down and talked to them yet, but I'll talk to them about it and explain how important I feel that they are to the team, and if that's enough to keep them at the club, then that's enough to keep them at the club. I can't do too much more.
Have you spoken to Lukaku yet? Because out of all the players here, he seems to be the one who's been the strongest in his comments about his future.
No, I haven't spoken to Lukaku yet, and yeah, he has been pretty adamant about what he's been pretty straightforward with what he wants. But yeah, I'll talk to him, try and convince him otherwise, that whether he really feels that I'm not capable of managing properly, and we'll go from there. If he really is, like I said in the last question, if he's that adamant that he wants to leave, then obviously he'll leave. But if I can avoid it, I'll avoid it.
What will enable Everton to take the next step? Will it be coaching? Will it be investment? Will it be changing the mentality around the club?
Oh, it's not just one of those things. It's all three of them at the same time. With coaching, obviously, bringing in a new manager, I'll have different opinions on how things should be done to what Roberto Martinez has, and that will be done, obviously. And you never know whether you're doing something correct or the last manager would have done something correct. Obviously, Martinez only finished 11th in the last 2 seasons, and that to most people would sound like it's not something, it's not perfect. Obviously, he didn't have the best run with things, and maybe if things had gone differently, he did better. But I'm here to do things my own way, and I intend for that to be at least a Champions League position, and I believe that we're even good enough to push for that first spot at the end of the season. Investment obviously is going to be a difference. I've got a couple targets in mind, and whether that's a good it could end up backfiring on me, and they could crack under the pressure of a different club. Who knows? But obviously you expect that if you make a signing, they're going to improve the team. As for the mentality of the team, obviously the mentality, if you don't think it's quite right, you've got to change it, and I'll be talking to the players and obviously some more of the fans as well in the next few games. I want a winning mentality on this team, and if that's not quite there, then I'll have to obviously change that, whether that means just talking to the player and refocusing his goals at the club, or whether that's actually moving him on, I don't know, but we'll find out, obviously, in the coming days.
Apart from a short stint at Blackpool, you've had very little experience as a manager. Do you think this will make things difficult in terms of players and fans?
No, I don't think the players or the fans are gonna. Well, maybe not so much the fans, but yeah, the players won't have any differences, issues in respecting my authority. They'll know straight away who the boss is around here. I'm the gaffer, and they're not gonna question me. The fans is just purely on performance, and there's not too much you can do about that except get the wins on the board. Once that comes, and I'm sure the fans will understand that experience isn't always everything.
On John Stones, he's just left the club. Have you thought of anyone to replace him, or is Ashley Williams a sound choice for the time being?
Well, Ashley Williams is a fantastic player, and I'll be playing him to start off with. And I do think we are a bit short in that centre back position, so I will be looking for another player, but not so much to replace Ashley Williams, but and support for Ashley Williams when I need rotations. He is 32, so he will need the extra rest as what John Stones would have needed throughout the season. So yeah, I will be looking for someone, but it won't be so much as a replacement as it is for as a extra position in that extra player in that position, I should say.
Obviously, you've just arrived and you want to have a good look at the players yourself and the young players and so on, but upon arrival, what's your sense of what the squad needs? Do you think it needs a bit of tinkering, or does it need a major overhaul?
No, it won't need a major overhaul. Like I said with the last question, it probably needs one extra centre back just to back up John Stones, not John Stones, Ashley Williams and Jagielka. We've got probably one decent, first team quality player backing them up, but I probably want another one just to make sure, just in case there's any injuries or I need to rotate players. I'll have a player there. Other than that, yeah, there's not too much. Maybe I'll look into a left back and a right back to back up the ones we've got at the moment. Baines and Coleman. But yeah, there's not too much I have to really change with the squad, and that was one of the perks of coming here is I've got a ready-made squad ready to go, and I'll obviously talk to the players and get to know them a bit better, and if I need more players or need to move on a few players because they're just not fit for the job, then that will happen. But yeah, from the first glance, it seems pretty well made for me.
Well, that's all I have for you. Thanks for your time.
No worries. It's been a pleasure.